Welcome to Fantasy and Enchantment, where I describe fantasy books to my husband and see if he's enchanted. My name is Sarah.
And I'm Justin.
And today we are talking about The Beast.
This big fat book that's been sitting on the counter for 2 weeks.
When the Moon Hatched. Also, spoiler warnings, content warnings. Justin swears a lot.
That is true.
It's very true, actually.
It's gonna happen.
This book, you'll be excited to know, has a map.
Also, 1,000,000 goddamn pages. I assume straight out of the gate, we're doing 2 parts for this episode.
Actually, I think I managed to get it all into one.
Okay, well, I hope you cut out all the fat, because it looks like there's a lot of fat.
So, this author in particular, she's known for being pretty flowery, like very descriptive.
And writing a big fat fuck of a book.
Also, as I was saying before you cut me off, there's a map
Great.
and a glossary
Great. So a bunch of made up words.
and a pronunciation guide and like a
Because-
family tree.
Because probably stupid fucking names that otherwise nobody would know how to say properly.
Oh, and then there's like a whole family tree in the back of the book that I flipped to on accident when I was reading it, and then I spoiled something for myself.
Oh, well, I'm glad that they did that on the family tree. Makes perfect sense why you would put that in your book halfway
Well,
through.
they did it in the back, so I was like halfway through the book, and I flipped to the back for some reason. And then I
But
saw it.
theoretically, wouldn't you reference that family tree prior to finishing the story?
There's a different family tree in the beginning of the book.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Who wrote this book?
Sarah A. Parker.
Hey, Sarah, we know you're listening. What the fuck?
I'm glad you liked
Crock
it
of
already.
shit.
Okay.
2 goddamn family trees, one in the back and one in the front. A crock of shit.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, also, food
no.
review. I'm drinking currently a wild cherry and cream Pepsi. It's delightful. I highly recommend it. Go get yourself a cherries and cream Pepsi.
Noted.
We're not sponsored by Pepsi. I just like their products.
So we'll do the description and then the cover.
And then all these pages.
Well, and the map. I know how you like the map.
Right, a map. I guess show me the family tree.
Well, I gotta double check, make sure there's no spoilers in there for you.
Oh, because you could show me the family tree, I could study it for 20 minutes, and I would not remember by the time we got to that point in the book, I guarantee it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
As an assassin for the rebellion group Fear to Ath, Rave's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter turns her world upside down, blood spills, hearts break, and Reeve finds herself imprisoned by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae who turn her into a political statement. Crushed by the loss of his great love, Khan Bagor took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison, where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Reeve. Echoes of the past race between them. There's more to their story than meets the eye, but some truths are too poisonous to swallow.
The back cover was too flowery for me.
Okay.
So, if the whole book is that way, yikes.
That's the cover.
That's the cover. It's a little shiny. I like that it's shiny. There's a dragon in the corner, and then just some swirly shit for the rest of it.
There are dragons in the book.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate it.
Well, yay, that's a miracle.
I don't hate it. It's pretty middle of the road.
And they put the map right there on the
Right
very
on the
first-
inside cover.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
God, it's
It's basically the whole world, so it's a little small.
a lot of shit.
And there's really only a couple places that you go to in the book, I think.
So they just drew a map for funsies.
Well, it's a whole series, so I imagine
Oh.
we're going to be going to other places
Okay.
throughout the series.
How many of these are there?
This is only the first one. The second one comes out, I think, in the spring.
Oh, so it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We're just dipping our
Yeah,
toes in.
you look really excited.
I'm thrilled. Can't fucking wait.
Okay. And then there's the glossary.
Okay,
I'm not going to get into it.
good.
Because
I'm sure I'll have questions about some of these made up words.
and more glossary, more glossary,
It's-
more glossary.
It is crazy that you would have to write a big, long glossary
Oh.
because you just made up a bunch of nonsense.
Glossary specific to creatures.
Oh, great.
Let's see what else I got. Character glossary. Let's see. Pronunciation guide, like I was talking about.
For fuck's sake, it's like work to read a book like this.
Okay. Yeah, this one is intense, but
You're like 40 pages in and you haven't gotten to the first fucking chapter yet.
so I was wrong. It was not a family tree in the beginning. I was thinking of the character guide.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
God, it's bananas that there's so much shit before the story. It's like going to one of those restaurants where they've got like 18 courses and then like the meal is like the 12th course because you've just been eating like individual bites of shit prior to your actual meal. For the record, I don't go to restaurants like that. I go to Taco Bell, Arby's.
don't talk about Taco Bell to me
Oh,
right now.
Sarah got violent food poisoning from Taco Bell this past week, which was really fun for her.
Yeah.
And our 4-year-old daughter is also obsessed with the fact that you ate a bad taco
Yep.
because it had lettuce on it.
Yep.
So that's been our life this week.
Yeah, it's been a fun couple of days. Anyway,
You don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about this silly ass book.
are you ready?
I guess so.
So it starts with your favorite thing. It's a
Oh,
prologue.
a prologue. More bullshit before you get to the real story.
So the prologue is basically like a history of the world, including a history of the gods who made the world.
Okay.
So
It's the Bible.
Kalis is the god of Aether, which is basically wind.
Okay.
Boulder is the god of ground.
I would guess rocks.
Rain is the goddess of water.
Right. Yeah. Checks out.
Oh, Claude is the goddess of air, so Aether is more like energy. Ignos was the god of fire, and they created the dragons.
Okay.
There are 3 kinds of dragons: saber scythes, molten maws, and moon plumes. Moon plumes in particular are native to like winter climates, so they can't survive in like the desert parts,
Okay.
or they don't do well at least.
They live in Greenland. Which we're gonna buy that. That's gonna be ours.
Nope.
We're buying
we are
Greenland.
not. Nope.
How much do you think it's gonna cost? We're gonna buy Greenland. Then we're gonna get tired of it and we'll trade it for something else.
Stop.
We're taking Canada too. It's all ours.
I need you to stop.
It's the United States of the Earth. It's all ours now. We're taking it all.
Please stop.
The whole world's silly.
Stop. Okay. The dragons become moons when they die of natural causes.
Okay. What if it's unnatural causes?
Then they just like they get murdered and then they die.
Okay.
They rot out like a normal skeleton.
What's a natural cause for a dragon?
Old age?
Like a heart. Well, nobody dies from old age. Something kills everybody.
Well,
Be
you
it a
know what
heart-
I mean.
Like a heart attack. Or,
Yeah.
A lot of times it's
They
pneumonia.
get too old and
Pneumonia gets old people a lot.
my grandmother died from pneumonia.
I know. My mom worked in a nursing home. Almost all of them die of pneumonia. It's just what happens.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's the silent killer.
but eventually,
Just like the pee in pneumonia.
can you stop?
Pee pneumonia.
Eventually, those moons fall out of the sky.
It's
And
unfortunate.
when that happens, it's called a moonfall
Okay.
because the moon falls.
There's a movie called Moonfall. I tried to watch it. It was bad. I turned
Okay.
it off. Justice Movie Reviews.
Okay.
It was bad.
The other gods trapped Kalis, the god of Aether, in a stone and then gave that stone to a guardian. And the guardian's job is to keep the stone safe.
Was it because he was a dick? Why'd they put him in the stone?
Basically, he got like overconfident and turned into an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a dick. We put him in a stone. We gave it to somebody else.
Yep. Okay. That was fun.
Makes perfect sense, right?
So now, chapter 1. This is Reeve.
You've got a fucking thing to tell you
I
how
know.
to say it.
I don't want to look at it right now. Reeve's point of view.
Reeves?
Reeve. Raeve.
Oh, so not Christopher Reeves.
No, not that one.
Christopher Reeves got he got
Yeah.
fucked up by a horse.
Okay.
Never thought a horse would take down Superman.
You
ready.
done?
I'm ready.
Okay. She sneaks into a club. Her ear is clipped to show that she's null, which means she has no magic. That's the thing they do.
Okay.
She tells a guard she's there to perform, and then she sees other fae with beads on their ears. The color of the bead corresponds to the music and the magic that they have.
The music?
Yeah, they sing to the gods to do their music.
Yeah, to do their magic.
Yes, I'm all fucked up right now.
Yeah, well, it's pretty fucked up.
Okay.
Now, hang on. Build me this world a little bit. Is this like modern world? Do they have cell phones and technology? Are they living in sticks and huts? What the fuck's going on?
Nope. So this it's a pretty typical like high fantasy kind of setting. So there's no real technology.
Okay, so like castles and shit.
Castles and shit, a lot of magic. They use magic to do basically everything.
Okay. I need to know if like they're cooking over an open flame or if they're microwaving shit for dinner.
Okay.
Like I just need to know the difference.
No microwaves. Okay.
Gordon Ramsay would be happy with that. He hates microwaves.
Yes, he does.
Which, if you hate microwaves, don't go to Applebee's. They literally microwave all their food. Continue.
Okay. She walks past someone on the stairs. Also, if you keep interrupting me, we're gonna have to split this into two.
Hey, I can't help it. Sometimes
Okay.
I just got things I gotta say. That's what I'm here for.
She walks past someone on the stairs and then joins the rest of the band and then sees her mark the person she's supposed to kill.
Oh, okay. She's an assassin.
She's an assassin.
Right.
His name is Tarek. And then sees the man from the stairs that she ran into in the crowd. That'll be important later.
Okay.
She gets Tarek's attention, and he demands that she have a drink with him, but the guy from the stairs interrupts before Reeve can cut off Tarek's hand, because that's the thing she likes to do.
Okay.
One of the girls she performed with tries to walk home with her, but Reeve reveals she's an assassin after Tarek. So she's like, no, I gotta go.
I got people to kill.
Yeah.
I got time for bullshit.
Yep. So the place where she lives, it's basically like the Great Wall of China, a big wall along, but very, very, very high up.
Great wall, beautiful wall.
Stop it.
It's good stuff. All
No,
right,
it's not.
Continue.
Okay. She's walking along the wall. Tarek is behind her. So she takes off. She's wearing an iron ring because iron suppresses magic. She takes off the ring, and then she starts hearing Claude's magic. Claude is the earth god. Air god, I mean. Damn it.
Hard to keep track when there's a whole bunch of gods.
Tarek shoves her into a wall, and she uses magic to suck the air out of his lungs. So she's suffocating him.
Cool.
And then Rafe says she knows he's been kidnapping nulls, kids who can't do magic, and she needs his handprint to rescue them. And then she carves letters into his chest. R for rapist, and then CA for child abuser.
All right.
And then she cuts his throat.
You know what? That's a good thing we should probably start doing to all prisoners and those incarcerated, is carve letters
Whoa.
into them for
Whoa.
what they did.
Whoa.
I like that idea.
Reel it in a little bit, sir.
Actually, I think that's... You know what? Can I tell a sidetrack story?
I don't know. Can you?
I'm
scared.
So I actually, in college, I knew someone who was a guard at a very high security prison. Like, she literally was working on death row with really high level murderers and people. One guy got put into her prison, and he had raped a young girl. That young girl's older brother was in that prison, and they didn't know it. He held the guy down and tattooed the word rapist to his forehead, and then beat him to within an inch of his life, and only let him live because the rest of the prisoners, when they found out he was a rapist, beat the shit out of him on a regular basis. So it was worse than killing him. So yeah, rapists in prison don't do so hot, so we should probably mark those people.
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Can we get back on track here?
Yeah, let's do it.
She puts her ring back on and then cuts off Tarek's hand. Then she pushes his body over the edge of the wall,
Bye-bye. See you later.
really high up, so it just goes woo all the way down.
Bloop.
Thank you for that.
Sound effects.
There's a flyer on the wall that says Fear to Ath, her assassin group. is stealing children and weakening the crown. So basically, the king is putting out propaganda against them.
Okay.
She sees the man from the stairs. Again, he asks if she's okay and says he saw a dead man under the wall. And then she tells him not to follow her and leaves. After dropping off the hand, because remember she needed it to help all these kids escape,
Right.
Reeve reads a note from her roommate, Essie. Essie needs some things from the Undercity, which is basically like a black market city.
Seems like a cool place to hang out.
Yeah. And then we cut to a diary entry
All right.
for Eluin Nivan, who at the time is 9 years old. She says she wants to ride a dragon and that her mother's crown makes her tired.
All right.
That'll make sense later.
Cryptic.
And then Rave goes to a shop in the city. The owner says Serene wants to see her. Serene is wearing a vial of Rave's blood to control her. And then Serene says there's a bounty hunter named Rex Zaros looking for them. And they argue about doing more for the Gnolls. And then another diary entry. Eluin's brother leaves to get a moon plume egg and he doesn't come back. Because getting a dragon egg is very dangerous.
Yeah, not a real easy thing to do, I would imagine.
Nope.
Unless there's just a plethora of dragons, which seems like there would be less people if there were a plethora of
Well,
dragons.
I mean, there are like a lot of dragons in this world, but they also have specific like hatchling grounds. So specific places where you have to go to get the egg.
Okay.
And like moon plumes are in the Arctic, so it's normal to die of hypothermia before you even get there.
It's like climbing Everest.
Yes.
Bunch of dead people up there.
Yeah. And then even once you get there, you have to combat the dragon who's guarding its eggs.
Right.
So
So people aren't eating dragon eggs for breakfast, is what I'm finding out.
no. Rave leaves the shop and then sees a molten moth flying through the city, which is another kind of dragon. This one's like desert-y. The dragon carries someone off to feed to its nest. So
So it's just grabbing people.
So it grabbed a person, she's assuming it's gonna go feed its kids.
All right.
And then Reeve goes back to her house. Her roommate Essie is doing research and making stuff to help her do assassin stuff. There's a parchment lark that follows Rave around. A parchment lark is basically, you know, in Harry Potter, the, like, I don't know why I'm making that a reference. You're probably not going to understand.
Probably not. I've seen the movies once through.
They go in the Ministry of Magic. They have the little paper airplanes that magically fly around and find who they're supposed to find.
Don't remember that at all.
Anyway, it's that.
Okay.
That's what this is.
Okay, so it's a little
magic
piece of-
notes. They find whoever they're meant to find.
Okay. So it's like a courier pigeon without the pigeon.
Yes.
Just flying paper.
Yes.
Okay.
The note says, "I need you." And for some reason, it's just following Rave around. And then...
That'd get annoying after a while, I feel like.
Well, she seems to like it. She lets it hang around and stuff.
It's weird.
So, then we get Khan's point of view. He's sitting at a table, and he finds his niece, who says she ran away to take vows of chastity. She's basically going to become a nun.
Okay.
And then she asked him to come there, and says she can hear the Aether Stone in her crown. So she is now the guardian of the Aether Stone. That's got this god inside of it.
Godstone.
But she wants to release the god from the stone because she's in love with the god in the stone.
Okay.
Because it like he talks to her through the stone.
Okay. Gets her all sticky down below. And now she wants to get this god out of this rock so she can fuck him.
Okay. I'm
2 steps ahead.
not even gonna go there with you.
Is there fucking in this book?
Yeah,
Does
but
it
not
get-
until the end.
Does it get porny?
Not until like very end-ish.
Well, Jesus Christ, there's a million fucking pages. So what we're saying is there's gonna be porn in the future ones, probably.
Yes. It's hard to say.
Okay.
You'll see.
Did the dragons fuck?
I mean, they have to make the eggs, but not like on page. No.
Well, not necessarily, because some reptiles just lay eggs and then come along and fertilize them afterwards. They don't actually. Some animals fuck and then lay the eggs, and then some animals lay the eggs and then just fertilize the eggs. Do we get into dragon reproduction?
A little bit. They do have. There is going to be like a whole festival that celebrates like the dragon courtship rituals and stuff.
Do dragons have 2 dicks like snakes? Snakes have 2 dicks.
Okay. That was never mentioned in this book.
All right.
I do not know.
It's just a question. Just wondering how far we go.
Ridiculous question. Anyway. We're back to Rave. She wakes up from a nightmare and then finds Essie and realizes she's bleeding from her stomach. Essie says she went
no
to
good.
this. Yeah, well, thank you for that.
It's never a good thing if you just wake up and you got blood on your stomach.
Well, no, she wakes up and finds Essie, and Essie's bleeding from her stomach.
Okay. And she goes, I got a bloody tummy.
Essie says she went to the city and walked into someone. So basically, someone stabbed her as she was coming back
got
to her
shanked.
house. Yes. And then Essie dies.
Oh. All right.
Just like that.
Yep. See you later.
And then Reeve writes on her little parchment mark, "No, you don't," and then sends it back to the person it came from. Who she has no idea at this point, but she's like, "Get it out of here."
Okay.
And then she climbs out of a window and sets their apartment on fire. She's
Seems extreme.
going on a rampage now. She finds a dagger with the initials RZ, which Rex Zaros is looking for her.
Right.
And then she goes into this weird disassociative state. And then we get a chapter that says it's from the point of view of the other, quote unquote.
Okay.
The other hears guards talking about Essie's murder. They're trying to bait Reeve and the other rebels. So she uses her magic to strangle them and then fights her way into a tunnel, but a door locks behind her. She gets shot with iron, which means she can't do magic,
Okay.
and then sees Rex Zaros. He ties her up, and then she bites his finger off
Take that.
and then gets knocked out.
All right. So the other got knocked out.
The other got knocked out, but the other is Reeve.
Oh, okay.
She goes into this disassociative state and becomes the other.
Okay. God damn it.
Okay.
Was she Batman?
I
She
guess.
becomes Batman. He just puts on a cape and a little hat.
There was no mention of a cape, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Does she talk stupid like Christian Bale does? Call me the other.
No.
God, Christian Bale's the worst Batman ever. God, he's fucking terrible. Those
Okay.
movies are garbage.
Okay, you've made yourself very clear on that point.
Hate him.
I know. Anyway. Reeve wakes up in chains, hanging from the ceiling. And then Rex Zaros is in the room.
He's only got 9 fingers now.
He's only got 9 fingers now. He starts whipping her and says a girl at the club gave her away. So she told that girl
Right.
she couldn't
Probably,
go with her.
probably shouldn't have given away that she's an assassin.
Yeah.
Although while she's hanging up there, she should say, hey, what's got 9 fingers and sucks?
You do. I think she does make... No, actually, I don't remember. She is like kind of a smartass, so it's within the realm of possibility that she would have said something like
Yeah.
that. He wants to know where the other assassins are. And she says no, and then spits on him, and then he whips her until she blacks out. She wakes up again, and the guy in the cell next to her says she's going on trial with the Guild of Nobles. There's a girl in another cell because she wouldn't truth tune for someone. So there are some people who have the magical ability to sense whether someone's telling like the truth or not. She's
Okay.
a truth tuner. That's
Okay. I mean, among superpowers, that one kind of sucks.
okay. Okay. I mean, it is handy if you.
I mean, it could be handy, but like if there's other people who can like fly or shoot laser beams out of their eyes or something, that one sucks.
No mention of flying or laser beams
Alright,
in
well.
this book. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. And then we get a diary entry. Elwyn has officially claimed a moon plume dragon for herself.
This is mine now. My dragon.
My dragon. And then it's back to Rave. The man from the club talks to the guy in the cell. If you haven't put it together yet, the man from the club is Khan.
Okay.
He says he's gonna buy the guy's freedom, but then he notices Reeve and breaks open her cell basically with his bare hands.
Is he the Incredible Hulk?
I guess so.
Okay. He can just break open things.
He recognizes her, but she doesn't know him. And then somehow someone runs down the hall and says guards are coming. And then Reeve realizes Khan is a king. She's heard of him before. He is his King Khan Bagor. He's very
Okay.
famous.
All right.
Infamous-ish. The
King's
guard.
just running around breaking open jail cells.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
He does whatever he wants.
Well, if you're the king, it's kind of the way it works.
Well, there are multiple kings.
Oh, okay.
So he's king of one territory. His brother is king of a different territory. And then he's got another brother who's king of a different territory.
That's not usually how kings work. There's usually like one king and then.
That's how it works here.
Okay. Okay. There's gods, there's kings, there's all kinds of.
Also, I mean, back when there were a lot of kings, yeah, actually, that is kind of how that worked. There were territories.
Whatever.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Noted.
Too many kings.
Okay. 3 is too many.
What?
3 is too many for you.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's 4 in a deck of cards, so acceptable.
Okay. The guards come in. Khan lies and says he's a healer. And then they tell him that Reeve killed 26 people. And then the guards take her to her trial.
Did she for real kill 26 people, or when she was in her rear blackout state?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if they were just like laying some false charges on her or something.
No. They listed off. She killed this many people in an explosion. She suffocated this many people.
She bit this guy's finger off.
26 total.
Okay.
Dead.
Did she eat the finger or did she spit it out?
She spit it out.
Okay.
She's not a cannibal.
I'm just wondering. People meat.
We'll get to a cannibal book eventually.
Sweet, people meat.
Okay. In case anyone's wondering, we're going to be doing Butcher and Blackbird at some point. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about people meat.
Yay. So she goes to the amphitheater. All the nobles are there, including Khan. When they ask if she's guilty, she says she was taking out the trash for the king, since he's too lazy to do it.
You bum?
And then she's sentenced to be fed to the molten moths. And the guards take her back to her cell.
So you're going to feed her to the dragons.
They're going to feed her to the dragons.
All right. Do they have like an agreement worked out with the dragons where they're like, hey, we feed you our people?
I mean, not really. It's more like the dragons will...
Sacrificing to keep the dragons away? Is it a King Kong situation?
No, because some of the people have like bonds with the dragons. Some of the people ride the dragons. But there are also wild dragons.
Okay.
So it's more like, you know how you feed the pigeons so the pigeons know to hang around?
Yeah, I like pigeons.
I know you do. That's why I used that reference, because I was like, he's going to understand. It's basically this. The dragons know that sometimes they just leave people out for
Sometimes
them
we get a
to
free meal.
And we'll hang around and wait,
All right, cool.
just in case. Another diary entry. Eluine is 18, and her father is arranging her marriage. Super exciting.
As you do when you're 18.
Yeah. And then Khan is watching Rave from outside her cell. He goes in and unlocks her chains, leads her out to a flesh thread who's basically a healer. Rave says there's no point in being healed because she'll die soon anyway. But then she gives in and sits in front of the healer. She goes back to her cell, and then someone named Uno comes to her and says Serene wants them to trade places because an Uno can kind of change their appearance.
Okay, so shapeshifter kind of thing.
But Rave,
Better superpower
Yes.
than being able to tell if somebody can tell the truth or not.
Yes. Anyway, Reef says no. The guards take her back to the amphitheater and tie her to a pole in the middle. And then Rave sees the queen in the crowd. And then a big molten maw flies down. The queen is screaming at the guards, starts using Claude's magic to create a cyclone around Reeve, and then a saber scythe, the other kind of dragon, grabs her in its mouth and flies away.
Nom nom nom.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, obviously they're not going to kill the main character already. It's we're 50 pages into the first book.
Not 50 pages.
Probably not killing off the main character unless this is like Psycho. You ever seen the original Psycho movie?
I don't think so, honestly.
You follow what you think is the main character. You follow her for like the first 45 minutes to an hour, and then they just kill her.
Oh, okay. Then we get...
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for that.
If you haven't seen Psycho by now, you're probably never going to watch it.
Okay.
It's been out since the 60s.
Then we get another diary entry. Eluin's parents are dead.
Okay, bye. See you later.
Yep.
How did her arranged marriage go?
Still in the works.
Oh, okay.
She's supposed to be marrying Tyroth Vagor.
Isn't Vagor a Game of Thrones name?
I
Or
mean,
is that Vagar?
I think you're thinking of Vagar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, which is the dragon.
Yeah, it's a little on the head.
It's Granny Dragon.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, Rave thinks the dragon is taking her to its nest, so she's alive inside its mouth.
Cool. Like she got ate by a whale.
Yeah, basically. And then eventually it lands and spits her out. But Khan is there because the dragon is his.
Oh.
He says they're in the Baltic Plains. And then he ties her up and throws her back onto the dragon, but on its back now, so she doesn't have to ride in its gross mouth.
I mean, what if it's not so gross in there?
She says it's pretty gross.
Probably squishy.
Yeah. Slimy.
I imagine the inside of a dragon's mouth
Yeah.
is squishy.
Probably a little hot too.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then he says they're going to Dom, which is his capital city because he's the king.
Right.
And they fly off. Then there's another diary entry. The council is meeting to decide who Eluin is going to marry, which, again, she's very excited about. And then...
Well, what if they pick a piece for her, though? Like some good-looking dude with a big old hog. Maybe she'll like it.
Sure, that's definitely what's going to happen.
I mean, it could. You don't know.
Okay.
She should be excited at least a little bit.
Okay. They land near a river. Khan throws her in the water, and Rave sees that he has moons tattooed on his back. One of them is one that fell a long time ago. So, like, it was a dragon, turned into a moon, the moon fell.
Right.
Because these people can also live for a very long time. They're fae, technically.
Okay. So they live forever.
Not forever,
Sort of.
but a
They're-
very
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, they're not Highlanders.
Okay. He also has a lot of burn scars.
Probably from fucking around with dragons.
I'm sure that played a part in it, yeah.
Right.
He starts removing the iron pin in her shoulder, because Rek shot her with an iron thing.
Right.
And says he used to train with the Jakul clan and cut off his dad's head because he hurt someone he loved. And her name was Eluin. So Khan knew Eluin from the diary entries.
Okay. Spoiler alert, she's dead.
She is dead. Khan mentions that dragons can get sick and just start burning cities. That'll be important later.
Okay, we're gonna burn down some cities later. We signposted that.
He takes her to his cave house. He says it was his mom's retreat. And then he takes the chains off her feet. And then he makes her soup.
Have some poop.
Okay. But her hands are still tied. So when Khan tries to help her, she bites him.
She's real into biting.
She's a little feral.
A little bitey.
Yeah. But she eventually lets him help her eat. And then Rave waits until Khan is asleep and then cuts off the rope on her hands, sneaks past him, and then decides she needs to kill him so he won't come after her, and then climbs onto him, ends up waking him up. And then Rave changes her mind and tells him to touch her. And then she says that she wants it to be meaningless. So he stops and tells her to go back to sleep. He's not into meaningless sex, is what we've learned.
Okay. Also, she's into murder, but it also gets her a little horny.
I guess.
Because she was about to do some murder, and she was like, maybe I'll fuck him instead.
Yeah. So Rave goes back to her room and realizes she can climb out the window. She gets outside but gets knocked out by something.
I imagine she rubs one out first because she's so hot and bothered.
No, I don't think that happened.
No? Okay.
Okay. Another diary entry. Eluin's kingdom is taken over by Tyroth Vagor, who's a known asshole.
Oh. That's his title, known asshole.
Yes. Reeve wakes up in a river. Someone yells a language she doesn't recognize.
I woke up in the Hudson River in a sack.
Is that Seinfeld?
Yeah, that's
Damn it.
one of my favorite quotes in the entire series. It's when Kramer yells that. It's so funny. Great moment.
Okay.
Seinfeld, best TV show of all time.
Noted.
Write that down.
Anyway, he helps her out of the water, and she realizes that this guy is from the Jakul clan, who Khan was talking about earlier. He trained with them. They taught him to fight, kind of stuff.
They're Ja-cool.
Okay.
Not just regular cool. Ja-cool.
You proud of yourself?
Ja-crispy. The Ja-crispy clan.
Stop it. And then more people find them. Then Rave sees a fate herder, which is basically like this big magical cat thing that is said to lead people to their fate.
Okay.
It lands in front of her and won't let her go back to the river, so she reluctantly goes with the clan. They take her to an entrance made from dragon bones, because again, if the dragon doesn't die from natural causes, it just dies.
And then you get to eat it and put the bones up and decorate.
I don't think they ate it, no.
What?
Okay.
What do you think dragon meat tastes like? You know they gotta eat the dragons every once in a while.
Because they usually turn into moons. They basically fossilize and turn into moons.
Well, only if they die of natural causes.
Yes.
But if you kill them, like they don't. There's nobody that hunts them and
I don't.
uses them as a big old meal.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Probably tastes like chicken. I've had rattlesnake before. It kind of tastes like chicken. Needed ketchup. Maybe a little barbecue sauce.
We got way off track here.
I'm over here eating snakes, and you're trying to talk about dragons.
People are shouting Kolu Hafkoma at her.
That's not real.
Well, no, it's a made-up language. She goes into one of the tents. The king sacrifices an animal. They all do a ritual. One of the women says her name is Seiza. Seiza actually speaks her language, so we're able to communicate a little bit.
Well, that's good.
Seiza says it was foretold that Rave would come there, and her children will keep the moons in the sky. And Rave is like, what children? I'm not having children. What the fuck are you talking about?
Got no children.
And then Seiza gets her ready for the Tuka trial.
Tuka tuka.
Tuka Tuka. Rave goes out to a battle ring. 2 men kneel in front of her. Seiza says they have to watch them fight each other. Rave asks if it's supposed to be entertainment, and Seiza says they're fighting to marry Rave. One of the men wins, and then Rave jumps up and says she'll fight for herself. Because she's like, I'm not getting married to this motherfucker. I don't even know him.
I don't know these people.
So Seiza gets her ready to fight, because...
You signed up, bitch.
Yep. And then Rave goes to fight the guy who won. He throws a snake at her, and it bites her.
What a crazy move that is. What is he, Jake the Snake Roberts? You can't just be coming into a fight with a goddamn snake.
I knew you would like that.
What a batshit thing to do. Throwing snakes at people in a fight.
But she still manages to choke him out a little bit.
Also, hang on. He just killed somebody else, right?
Uh-huh.
So he saved the snake move for his second fight.
Uh-huh.
He just fought for his life and he didn't jump straight to Snake. He saved Snake for round 2, which is bananas.
Well, because he doesn't want her to die. Because if she dies, who's he gonna marry?
That means he went through a whole fight with a snake in his pocket.
I don't remember if it was in his pocket, but yes, he had a
I mean,
snake
I assume it's some...
in or near his person.
Yeah, they probably don't even have pockets because it's some, like, Middle Ages thing, so they probably don't have pockets. But he had it somewhere.
He had a snake
You can't just whip out a snake and throw it at somebody.
on his person. She has to cut off his head in order to win the fight, but then he gets back up at the last second, grabs her by the hair, but then a dragon flies overhead, and Khan lands in front of them. Khan has figured out where she is.
Right.
Khan,
And he's like, this motherfucker's throwing snakes.
well, I don't think he saw the snake thing happen, to be fair. Khan starts yelling in their language. Him and the guy start fighting. Seiza helps Rave get up, and then gives her an antidote for the snake bite, because Rave is having really bad, like, double vision and headaches at that point.
Yeah, just got bit by a snake.
Got
So
bit by a
also,
snake.
it's a venomous snake. It's not
Yes.
just your run-of-the-mill garden snake.
No.
He's got a venomous snake in his pocket.
In his pocket, yes.
God damn it.
Khan saws the guy's head off
Okay.
and puts Rave on the back of his dragon.
Oh, who's going to take care of his snake now?
So, no word on the snake. Snake is
The
gone.
snake's just
Gone
off,
in the wind.
off doing snake stuff.
Yes. And then Khan takes them to the Burn, his capital. His sister Vea finds them when they land, and then Khan says he needs a healer because Rave passed out on the way there.
And then he's like, this bitch is nuts. She tried to kill me. She tried to fuck me. She ran away, got bit by a snake. She was in a dragon's mouth. Get her out of my way. I'm done with her.
So Khan and Vega find Agni the healer and some of Khan's friends. His friend Pyroke asks who Khan brought with him and why she looks like Eluin. Khan says she knows herself as Reeve and doesn't remember anything from the past 23 years.
Also, this bitch is nuts.
This bitch is nuts, and this bitch is Eluin.
Oh, so she not dead.
She's not dead. He thought she was dead.
Okay.
He just happened to stumble upon her.
Cool.
But she doesn't remember. She has no idea that her name was ever Eluin. She ever had a dragon, none of that.
Right.
And then Bea asks if Khan is afraid Rave will leave him again. Khan says he's going to ease her into the truth and then let her choose what she wants. And then it's Bea's point of view, who's his sister. Her and the healer put Raven in bed. The healer says Rave is covered in ruins, which is how they heal people. They like draw ruins. So basically she's been hurt a fuck ton. She's got a ton of injuries from the past, including one on her heart that healed a fatal stab wound.
Okay.
And then Pyrope finds her and they start playing a card game. They have like a special card game kind of related to the dragons.
Okay.
Vea says Rave had a diary. It should still be at her home and she's going to go find it. We know she had a diary.
We've been reading it.
We've been reading it.
Right.
So, speaking of diary entry, Eluin is sleeping outside in the cold next to her dragon when Khan finds her. So, this is how they met originally.
Right.
And then it's Rave's point of view. She wakes up and gets a brief memory of hiding something in the room that she's in. And then Vea walks in and says she's Khan's asshole sister.
She introduces herself as an asshole.
She says, I'm his asshole sister.
Cool.
Yes.
At least she's self-aware.
Yes. And when Rave yells her name when she walks away, and when Vea's like, wait, do you remember me? But Rave says, no, that was coincidence. I don't know who you are. Get out of here. Rave sneaks out of her room. Kind of a
But
trend
she's
here.
just a troublemaker.
Yeah. And takes a candlestick with her.
She's gonna beat somebody to death with that.
Well,
probably.
no, it's made of gold, so she's looking to pawn
Oh,
it.
she's gonna steal some stuff.
She's gonna steal some
She's got the
stuff.
sticky fingers. Not from a sex thing, just
No, not that kind of sticky. Khan's friend Pyrope goes with her and says she looks like a tourist. He leads her to the city, and Rave says she needs to find the Curly Quill, which is just it's like a general store, basically.
okay. Why can't they just call it the general store?
Because that's no fun, Justin.
Okay.
Pyrex says they don't mind dragon blood there or conscript kids, which is what they do in Tyroth's kingdom, where she came from. And then takes her to the Curly Quill. The guy behind the counter is a mind weft, so he can read her thoughts.
Oh, cool. Also better than being able to tell somebody can lie.
Yes, okay, you've made your opinion known.
So far, everybody's superpowers are better than that one guy's.
Okay. He lists what she needs before she even says it.
Here's all your shit. That's convenient. Imagine you walked into Walmart and
And the guy's like, oh, you're looking for this and
yeah,
this
you
and
just
this. Oh,
walked
there,
up.
there,
You
there.
just walked up to the cash register and they're like, we got everything you need right here. You didn't even know it, but you needed this cherry and cream Pepsi. Here it is.
Okay. He says she's missing something and he could help her find it. And Reva's like, no thanks. So she uses some of the stuff she got to try to take off her iron cuff that she's still wearing, because Khan didn't want her to kill him.
Right.
Pyrex, it is very fair.
And this bitch has got a history of trying to kill people.
Yes. So Pyrex laughs at her. She says she wants to find a molten maw to fly away. And then Khan finds them, and he takes the cuff off. He's finally like, okay, as long as you promise not to kill me, I will take this off of you. She asks if he knows that his brother conscripts children. And he says he'll have to go to war against his brothers eventually, and innocents will die in the process. And that's why he hasn't done anything about it yet. He's building an army, trying to gather forces so that like people don't die for nothing.
Right.
And then Rave runs off to find a dragon, and then it starts to rain. And she has to block out Rain's voice, Rain the goddess.
Does the god just talk to people?
So that's how they can do the magic, because they can hear these gods' voices
Okay.
in the stones or in the air or in the water.
That's weird.
Okay.
And they gotta sing to him and do magic?
Yes.
It's fucking stupid.
Okay. Khan finds her and says the cuff was a kindness because it rains a lot there, and he wants to show her something. So he takes her through a tunnel into a cave. Moon plumes are carved on the wall. There's a fossilized dragon inside the cave. Khan says its name was Slatra, and he's trying to put her back together. Because she was a moon, she fell, she shattered.
Right.
He asks if she's familiar with the dragon, and she won't answer. And he says he knew the person who had that dragon, and her name was Eluin.
Spoiler alert, it's you. This is your dragon.
Yeah, and she says Eluin is dead. Which, I mean, at this point, she's put it together like, yeah, that was me, but also, she's dead now. I'm not her anymore.
Right.
Rave runs back through the tunnel. Khan gives her a bloodstone for when she leaves the city. And he says he hopes her bloodlust brings her peace. And she, after a while, decides not to leave. She's going to hang around for a while longer.
I mean, she got nowhere else to go. She burned down her apartment.
Yeah. Well, she wants to find Rexaros because she's still upset that he killed her friend.
Right.
So she wants to fuck him up real good. So it's Vea's point of view, who's Khan's sister. She goes to look for Elyon's diary. Finds Khan with his dragon. And he says a dragon torched a village because of tick poisoning, which is a thing that can happen.
Right.
He tells her what happened in the cave and says he thinks Eluin is still in there somewhere. So he's going to try to find a way to get to her.
This dude's desperate.
A little bit, yeah.
What's he want that back so much for? Like,
He was in love with her.
okay. I don't think we made that clear.
Well, we're going to get there. But
Okay.
spoiler alert, he was very desperately in love with her.
Okay.
She says she's going to Tyroth's kingdom for the diary. And he says she got rid of her bangle. That's all it says. But she's going to go get it back. And then we're back to Rave. She sees Khan flying away and then walks into the jungle and finds a hidden cottage and then has memories of her and Khan in the cottage. And this is like, now it starts to get like rapid fire going back and forth between point of views.
Oh, great. That's always my favorite.
I know, so buckle up. So Khan, his friend Grim, says he's going to look for a saber scythe nest. And then Vea, she makes it to the Fade, which is the part that Tyroth rules, and finds the chute where she threw her bangle, and uses a rope to climb in, and then she sees the Velvet Trog. A Velvet Trog is a monster that eats trash.
Oh, trash monster.
It's wearing the bangle on its head. It's basically like a crown.
I like the trash monster.
I thought you might.
It's Oscar the Grouch. It was in a trash can.
Vea says she needs it back and offers to trade her mother's necklace for it, and the Trog agrees. And then Rave, she walks through the jungle and finds a waterfall and decides to start writing in a diary. So we're back to diaries.
Okay.
And then Khan, he makes it back to Dom. Pyrox says Rave is still there and suggests inviting her to the Great Flirt Celebration, which is the festival where they celebrate the dragon mating rituals.
Dragon fucking.
Dragon fucking. So Khan goes to find her.
In my mind, they have two dicks.
What's that?
In my mind, the dragons have two dicks.
Okay. If that's...
Just what I'm going with.
Okay. If that wants to be your headcanon, you go for it.
Yep, double dicked.
Okay. And then Rave, she wakes up from a wet dream.
What?
Yes. And realizes there are dragons flying over the cottage. And she runs out and sees silver flags everywhere. She remembers hearing about the Great Flirt Celebration, which is basically a mating party for the dragons. And she sees a basket hanging on a tree. There's a mask and a dress in it with a note that says, "Dance with me." She goes back into the city wearing the dress and the mask. She finds Pyroke. She asks if he knew her before, and he says yes. He takes her to the festival, but she doesn't see Khan anywhere. She gets all disappointed. Me. Rave goes into this big winter-themed bar. Pyroke follows her, and then she goes to a gambling table and asks to be dealt in with a favorite ode. Because they're like, you don't have enough money to join the pot. And she's like, well, you can all owe me a favor. I'll owe you a favor.
Okay,
Whatever.
I was gonna say, it doesn't work that way around.
But then she wins multiple times.
So she's a card shark.
She's a card shark. Khan finds her. The other people at the table leave. And she asks what happened before. He says she married someone else. And then she's like, I don't understand why you still want me after that. And then he says, Rave, you could flay me down the middle and I'd still fucking love you.
Okay. It's extreme.
She says she can either take her winnings and leave, or they can have a wager. If Khan wins, he wants her to answer 3 questions. If she wins, they'll have one more night in the cottage, and she'll leave in the morning and have her memories wiped because she just wants to start clean slate. They start playing. She barely wins, and then she takes him back to the festival. And then it's Khan. They start dancing. 2 saber scythes chase each other into the festival because they're flirting with each other.
Right.
When he gets back up, he sees Rave running, so he chases her, and he tells her to come out. She tells him to count to 10 and find her under the moon. And then he finds her laying in the grass. He says pretending with her hurts because that's like basically what she's doing. She's pretending like this is how they're going to be now. Everything's fine. And that he knows she lost someone, and then they start making out. And then it's Rave's point of view. She wakes up in the cottage with Khan and tries to leave, but he pulls her back and says the sun isn't up yet, because that was their deal. And when the sun came up, she was going to leave.
Okay. And is he going to wipe her memory? How does that work?
She's going to find another mind lift.
Okay.
And they're going to do it for her.
Got it.
Still, I know, still better.
Still better.
The truth-telling
Still
thing.
better. Yep.
Okay.
Better powers.
He says they need to have a conversation before she goes. And then she decides she doesn't want to talk yet. So this is when they start having sex.
Doing it.
But Khan decides he wants to make a new deal and says she can orgasm when she decides not to wipe her memory. And then she finally gives in. So Khan makes them breakfast later. He asks if she's ready to talk, and she says no. He can tell
Let's fuck someone.
He can tell she's upset and asks if she wants to fight or fuck about it. So instead, she sits on the table in front of him and starts getting herself off, but uses magic to keep him from touching her, and then leaves the room.
Okay.
And then we get another diary entry. King Austern, who's Khan's dad, threatens Eluin. He knows her and Khan have been fucking, because at this point they're in a full-blown relationship.
Right.
And that her period is late.
Ruh-roh.
So he tells her to marry Tyroth, or her child and Khan will be in danger. And then it's Rave. She has a nightmare of being burned alive. Khan wakes her up. He asks what a firelark is, because she was saying it in her sleep. She runs off, and he follows her. And then a horn blows. 2 molten maws and a moon plume fly over them. She sees Rek Zaros climb off the beaten-up moon plume, and then goes to get her weapons. Khan says she can't kill Rek because he's there as an emissary, so that'll start a war if she doesn't.
Not allowed.
She promises not to hurt Rek as long as Khan lets her kill him, and then Khan leaves. And then a guard tells him the emissaries are waiting for him. He finds Rek with the dragon, and it's a moon plume, and Rek has brought the moon plume into this like desert environment, so it's got blisters everywhere.
Not good for it.
No. And he's also wearing like spurs, so it's got like injuries on its side, and he calls the dragon like dumb bitch.
Got it. He's not treating his dragon real good.
No. Rex says he needs a healer for the dragon, and Khan says there are none available. Rex says he's looking for the missing princess, so disappearing princess. Khan says he can search his territory, but he has to be followed by all guards at all times because he doesn't trust Rek Zaros for shit.
Right.
And then it's Rave. She paces in the cottage for a while and then goes to find the moon plume in the cave. Tells it no one will hurt it again. And then she stays in the cave while Agni heals the dragon because Khan was lying earlier.
Yeah.
Agni leaves and Khan finds her. She says Rek Zaros took someone from her. And he says Rek will have to stop in neutral territory on his way back to King Tyroth. And asks her to come back to him. And then it's Rex Zaros' point of view. He's in a bar in a different city. He orders food and says he wants a whore with blue eyes sent to his room. Very specific.
Yeah, that's an odd choice. Like, I don't really care about hair color or anything else. I just want blue eyes. That's all that matters.
So he goes to his room and then grabs the girl because she's like just trying to get a fire started and everything. And she says she doesn't like fire because of the time she spent in the fighting pits, and then stabs him in the leg and he collapses. And then we're back to the other.
All right, so she's gone bananas again.
She's gone bananas. She ties him to the bed and slaps him awake and then starts torturing him with a hot poker and then sets his face on fire.
Yeah.
And then it's Vea's point of view.
In fairness, this dude's got a little bit of right to be pissed at her. Like, she's bit off his finger, now she set his face on fire. Like
I mean, he's also an asshole, though.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's a good guy, but I would understand his point of view of really wanting to kill this bitch.
Well, now he doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
Vea's point of view. She's in Tyroth's palace wearing the bangle because it changes her appearance.
Got it from the trash monster. Did it change the trash monster's appearance?
Not that it mentioned, though. It might be a species thing. Anyway, another maid finds her and says she's supposed to be in the king's room. She finds Eluan's old room. Tyroth comes in and says she's late. He asks if she thinks carrying his bastard gives her special privileges, which is real awkward because she's his sister in disguise.
Fair.
And then a note finds her. It's blank to Tyroth, but she can read it. Tyroth leaves, and she starts looking for the diary. She finds it and reads the whole thing, and then finds out Eluan's daughter is Khan's, not Tyroth's, because that's what they told everybody.
Right.
And then we get an epilogue from the Scavenger King. He's looking at a girl in a cell. It's the princess who's been missing. The Scavenger King is Khan's half-brother, but nobody knows about him. And then he gives her a blank note and tells her to sign her name. A different note finds the princess, and all it says is "me." So it's the parchment mark that Reeve originally had, because she sent it back to the sender.
Right.
The sender was the princess,
Okay.
her daughter.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing that I spoiled for myself, is that I don't remember at what point I was in the book, but it was way before we found any of this out. And I happened to flip to the back where the family tree is, and I saw that her and Khan had a daughter, and I was like, oh, fuck, I don't think I was supposed to know that yet.
And she's being held in a dungeon by Bowser.
Basically.
She's the princess, so she's in the dungeon and Bowser's got her.
Let's hope it's not the wrong castle.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
So
did it.
that's the book?
That's the book.
Man, that's a lot of pages, and we actually got through it relatively quickly.
Yeah. Like I said, very flowery.
Yeah.
What do you think I rated this one?
4.
Yeah.
That seems like a solid 4.
Yeah, it's a little overly flowery for my taste.
Yeah, it seems like a lot. It's a lot of pages. So it seems like there's a lot of extra shit for how much story you actually gave to me.
Yeah, I was surprised that I managed to get through the notes as quickly as I did. But we did it. We got through the big hefty book.
Yay. So the rest of this isn't even written yet.
Nope.
So that's
Still
a
in
ways
the
down the line. By the time we come back to it, I will have definitely forgotten.
I know.
Doesn't seem horrible. Like, maybe would make a reasonable TV show that I might give it a watch.
I mean, dragons are always fun.
Yeah, dragons make things fun. It wasn't... The names weren't too outlandish and bizarre, which is nice. She bit off a dude's finger. There's a trash monster. Those are all things I'm okay with. I want to get a side story of just the trash monster, actually.
Okay.
Let's do that.
I'll work on that. How about that?
Let's, Sarah, we know you're listening. Sarah Parker.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, I know you're right here. No, Sarah Parker, she's listening. Trash monster, side story. Let's do that.
Okay.
Write that down.
Next time, you're starting a new series,
Yay!
which is The Sacred Stones.
Are they all written yet?
Yes, I have all 3.
Okay, so there's 3.
There's 3 of them. The first one is A Dawn of Onyx.
Okay.
So, we will see you next time. Oh, follow us on Facebook and TikTok, because TikTok still exists.
TikTok went away and then it came back and
Might go away again.
It's got 75 days until they decide if it's going to go away again.
Yeah,
so.
also there's an Instagram now, because I was like, well, I guess TikTok is going away, so yeah.
So yeah, there's places.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.